Hey guys, MCU Collector with another figure review. Next up is the Hasbro Marvel Legends series X-Men Bonebreaker Build-A-Figure Wave. This is none other than, of course, Wolverine. Yet another Wolverine, but Wolverine sells, right? As much as we complain at how many Wolverine figures that we've gotten, and there is a lot, they all sell really well. So it makes sense that you would get the most recognizable X-Men character into an X-Men wave. It just makes sense to me. But yet another one. This is the Heated Claws version. So some interesting things. I'm glad they went with these claws and not the really bad, like thin ones. I still really like the X-Force claws, but I think these are a little bit different, not quite as big. But we'll take a closer look at that. We get a new Unmasked head sculpt in there. But this Wolverine does look pretty cool. So we'll take a look. No Build-A-Figure piece. Side artwork of Wolverine. That looks pretty damn awesome with the heated claws. You can see there. Get the Bonebreaker Build-A-Figure wave. In the top corner, the bio for Wolverine reads, "Suddenly resurrected and bearing superheated adamantium claws, once again Wolverine must fight to reclaim his freedom and his mind." Here we have all the figures in the wave. So of course GameStop has been getting some. I heard Big Bad Toy Store started to ship out Havoc. Where is he? Havoc right here. But I haven't seen confirmation of that. So GameStop has shipped out Wolverine, Siren, and Sabretooth. So we still need Havoc, Vulcan, Maggot, and Darwin to finish building Bonebreaker. And that Build-A-Figure is going to be pretty damn cool. I'm excited. Let's get Wolverine out of the box. Okay, so here is the Wolverine figure out of the package, and really nothing special going on with this Wolverine. If you have any other Wolverine, you're probably good. I don't know that a lot of people were screaming for the Heated Claws version of Wolverine because it didn't seem to be real popular in the comics. It was kind of ditched and never talked about again. So it really didn't last. I guess it's an interesting concept to give him a new superpower after so many years or whatever. But I don't think the audience really took to it, and since they kind of abandoned it altogether, and it ended up being kind of pointless. But it gives us another Wolverine figure, a different suit compared to what we had previously. So, I mean, that's cool, I guess. Looking at the Unmasked head sculpt, this looks to be the one that was in the Wolverine Villains 5-pack from Amazon. I never actually reviewed that set. I have it. I never opened it. But this looks to be the same head sculpt, but it does have the photoreal deco print on there. We'll take a closer look at that when we take a look at the figure. But it's a fine Wolverine figure. Nothing really special to it. The belt actually looks pretty cool, and I think the belt might be new. I only brought out a few different Wolverine figures, and the belt does look new. So that's at least something. And then, so we'll see kind of a side-by-side comparison of those, and we'll look at, the other figures in this wave. So let's get in for a closer look. Okay, so taking a closer look at the Wolverine figure, it looks to be the same head sculpt that we've seen before. It doesn't look any different, as you can see there. Maybe some of the creasing looks a little bit different, but essentially the same head sculpt, so nothing really new going on there. The shoulder pads are black on this one. We get a much brighter yellow compared to any of the other yellows that we've seen before. So like Tiger Stripe, brown and yellow, other brown and yellow, other yellow and blue. So a much different yellow. And let me see, where did I put Siren? Does he match Siren's yellow? It's even brighter than Siren's yellow, actually. It's almost like the yellow from the old Banshee figure. Yeah, look at that. That's pretty close in yellow right there. So it's just a crazy bright yellow. But again, looks pretty good. Paint apps are solid. You got the little yellow stripes there. The belt actually looks really cool. I think the belt is new. I can't remember a Wolverine figure that had this belt. A little bit of gold in there with some red. Does look pretty good. Just blue all around. Yeah, paint apps look good. Black and blue boots. So can't complain a single bit about the paint apps, except we don't get the painted arm hair, which sucks. I like the painted arm hair because it's sculpted detail. There's sculpted detail on there, so why not give us some paint? Brown and yellow had some hair paint. Oh, this one didn't. I'm trying to think if the love triangle one did. I didn't bring that one out. This one didn't, but this one actually had different biceps. As you can see, it doesn't have the sculpted on arm hair. Even this old ass Toys R Us exclusive Jubilee wave, we had some arm hair painted on there. And I have the X-Force Wolverine out here. Look at that. Painted arm hair, but this is a different sculpt. So I like it. Just kind of sucks if you sculpt it and then just don't paint it. It looks funny to me. So I would have liked, you know, just a couple of little brown lines in there. I think would have made a big difference. But looking at the claws look good. They are like a translucent color slightly, and then it goes into this nice deep red right there. That looks pretty good. These are the bigger claws, so we don't get the terrible ones that we first got before, which kind of fall off and don't really hold straight or anything. So these ones are quite nice. As you can see, like our previous Wolverine, some of our previous Wolverine figures had these same claws. So these same ones that came on like this one, they're slightly bigger. They're not quite as big as the X-Force ones though, and the X-Force ones again are my favorite claws because look how badass they are. If only these things were painted silver, that would have been really cool. Sadly, I don't know that we'll ever get them, but if we ever do get these claws again, I would love them in a nice silver color, because sometimes we do get a nice silver color for the claws, like this one here. But those are the same. They're much sturdier, they fit in straighter, and they look a whole hell of a lot better. So now let's see the unmasked head sculpt. Sadly, we do not get like the cowl piece. Let's pop this head on there. That looks pretty good. My first time really seeing this head sculpt in hand, since I didn't ever open that Amazon exclusive box set. That looks pretty good. The digital photoreal face print on there looks nice. Can't complain. But then you have like this huge gap on the back. The way the shape of his head is designed, but you can look up. You get a lot of motion in when you do that. But it's a pretty good looking head sculpt. I'm actually going to display it like this because none of my Wolverine figures are displayed unmasked. This will be the first one that I'll have that looks like that, and that does look pretty good. Now let's see his articulation. Okay, so for Wolverine's articulation, he can look down that much, which is great. He can look up that much, which is really good as well. You get full rotation in there, and you get some pivot going on, as you can see there. The arms, you can get the arms to go up only that much. That's kind of a bummer, and I don't think that's a problem with the shoulder pads. But you can only get them out that much. Full rotation there, and as you can see, the shoulder pad moves with the arm, so that is great. Butterfly joint in there, so you can get that arm to go back that much. Coming forward is a little bit, so you can get some crossbody going there, as you can see. Upper bicep swivel, and that's a big ass bicep in there. Double jointed elbows, these are not new, so you can see we still got some big ass pins in there, but you only get that much bend even with that double elbow because he's got some big ass biceps, so it's really going to hinder that. Wrist swivel, and they do hinge, as you can see, and then on mine it's super loose at the wrist. I don't know if that's going to be common with the others. I don't think that's so much an issue with some of these other figures. Granted, well, see, this is a different hand technically, so that's not an issue. This, that's a different forearm, so that's not an issue. This one, oh, that's a different forearm, so that's not going to be an issue. That's a different hand. That's a different altogether. So, damn, I can't even, make sure to see if that's just something that's going to happen with them all, or if that's something with mine, or maybe one of the other 15 Wolverine figures that I didn't pull out of the display. But mine is really loose, so just kind of be aware of that. I'm sure it's just mine and not going to be something that you'll see on all the figures, but I don't know, but I don't think it will be. We have an ab crunch, so you can crunch forward that much. You can crunch back that much there. Waist swivel. Legs go out that far apart. He can kick forward pretty high, as you can see there. Leg goes back even a little bit. Upper thigh cut in there. Double jointed knee. Again, these are reused legs, so no pinless yet. It's only a matter of time until we get a pinless version of Wolverine, I'm sure. And then they're probably going to do all of the favorites. Brown and yellow suit, tiger stripe suit, all of that. Double jointed knee gives you that much bend there. Let's see. There is a swivel at the boot, right under the knee, as you can see there. Foot hinges all the way down. A little tiny bit of hinge up. Ankle pivot, peg holes at the bottom of the feet. So exactly what you would expect. If you have, again, any other Wolverine figure, you pretty much know what to expect out of this body mold. Because they're essentially all the same. Forearms and hands and things like that. Boots might be a little bit different. But the torso, the legs are all really going to be the same. Okay, so here's kind of some comparisons with the other Wolverines. They're all going to kind of be about the same height. Tiger Stripe, this head sculpt really set far down on that neck peg, so you can see that it just seems a little bit shorter because of that, so it sits definitely better on this new one. And then this one, very similar style suit, but you can see there's quite a bit of difference in the coloring. This one has the Xmen logo there on his pec. So, you know, we've seen a lot of similar Wolverine, so is this really a necessary one? Not really. He doesn't even come with the Build-A-Figure piece because it's the 7th figure in the wave. So that means easy skip for a lot of folks. Easy skip. But for some folks that are going to want it, or completists like me, you know, it's a must-have. You know, there are folks out there that only collect Wolverine figures, so they're definitely going to buy it. But it's not going to be necessary to build Bonebreaker, so I think that's going to be a big selling point for a lot of people, or unselling point for a lot of people, that they won't have to buy it. But it's decent enough. I do like the Unmasked head sculpt. Again, I'm going to be displaying it with this. The heated claws are cool. I like the effect of the paint with the semi-translucent plastic. That looks good. Kind of an unnecessary power set, and again, it was kind of abandoned altogether without ever mentioning it. No reason given, nothing. It just wasn't brought up again. What I would love to see though is a Wolverine with like a open mouth, screaming face like this mouth on one of these cowls, and I think the Love Triangle has one, but it has the battle damage cowl. So I would love to get a Wolverine with the mask with a screaming head like this. We don't quite have that yet because this one's just kind of grinning. Not exactly the same. Maybe one day we'll get one. Hopefully. We'll see. Don't know, but I'm hopeful. But that's the review. You guys let me know down in the comments below. What do you think of this Wolverine figure? Are you picking it up? Or are you passing on it? Actually, wait, no! Let's see the other figures in the wave. Okay, so the 3 figures in the wave that I have gotten that GameStop has shipped so far, the only ones that really have seen a US release, Havoc apparently pretty soon from Big Bad Toy Store. Unfortunately, I did not get a pre-order in for it, so I won't have that. Who knows when? Hopefully GameStop will start shipping some of these other figures out soon. But there are the figures from the wave to build Bonebreaker, and to see how Bonebreaker looks, because Bonebreaker and the Reavers kind of... Okay, and taking a look at how Wolverine and Bonebreaker are going to be, the Bonebreaker tank portion is almost just as tall as Wolverine, since he's a little on the short side. So that'll be pretty exciting. But that is a review. You guys let me know down in the comments below, again, your thoughts on this Wolverine figure. Are you picking it up? Are you passing? Let me know in the comments below. What did you think of the Heat Claws concept to a power set, and what did you think of them completely abandoning it? Let me know in the comments below. If you guys like this video, please do me a favor and hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you haven't already done so. And as always, thank you for watching.